All right, cool. I should be I should be live on both platforms, on YouTube and Facebook. Let's see, camera one here, camera two up there. There we go. Overhead camera. All right, good enough. All right, welcome everybody. You are tuned in to Atlanta DJ Zone Tech Tuesday Live. You are here with the kid, aka my name is Kenyon Ellis. For those of you that don't know me, but I go by the kid. That's my DJ name. So, thank you for tuning in this evening. Before we get started, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe to my channel so you know when I'm doing these shows, and also ring that bell and share this with other DJ groups. Usually I share this with about 10 to 15 groups. Right now I'm limited it down to about 3 or 4, the ones that I'm mostly on all the time, or the ones that I'm an admin on all the time. So there's no problem with me posting anything on these groups. So what I'm gonna do tonight. Didn't expect to do this tonight because I got caught up in a lot of stuff. My son had not only scouts and basketball, which were playing at the same time, so we had to choose one. So we choose basketball. I didn't know whether I was going to have enough time to do a show. Didn't really have idea for a topic, but I have something that me and some guys talked about earlier that I said I was going to do. I never did get around to doing it. So this is the chance that I could do it. For those of you that have Lacie hard drives, I'm going to disassemble one of those drives, or actually two, external, a small external, and an external desktop, to see what type of drives that they have inside. Because a lot of these manufacturers, they have different drives in them than what you think. Like for instance, the Lacies, which a lot of people have said that they have Seagate drives in them. Now, the choices of the drives that can be in these is Seagate, Western Digital, Toshiba, Hitachi, and let's see, I think there was one more, uh, Fujitsu. Fujitsu. Those are the drives. Those are the manufacturers that make a majority of the drives that we use daily. And so usually when you buy something like a Lacie or a G drive, anything that's not a regular manufacturer of hard drives, you're buying the casing and the components of that manufacturer, but you're getting the drive of something else. And I have a few drives here. I have a bunch of them. Here's and let me change the camera. This is a Seagate. This is a this one came out of a PS3. This is a 60 gig Seagate, and this is a SATA 3 2.5 inch. So this is a notebook size. Right here, this one is a Toshiba, and the size this one also came out of a PlayStation 3. And the size for this one is should be a little bit larger. Yeah, this one is 120 gigs. Let's see what else I got nearby that I can put my hands on. I see another PlayStation drive that it may be something. Ah, different manufacturer. So now here we go. We got 3 different manufacturers. If I can reach it, there it is. And let me get those drives back. These are some of the main manufacturers of hard drives. This one is a Hitachi. If the camera focus in on it. And what is the size of this one? This one is let's see. The size is usually so when I have it on there, unless I'm just not looking at it. Oh, this one is a 40 gig. It's right here above my thumb. If the camera zoom in, 40 gig. So we got a Hitachi, a Toshiba, and a Seagate. These three are manufacturers of hard drives. Of course, we know Toshiba does a lot more. They have stereo and TV and a lot of other components, a lot of other electronics that they make. Hitachi is probably mostly, I'm not for sure what else they do besides hard drives, but they do more than hard drives. And Seagate is a manufacturer mostly hard drives. The drive that I have, man, let me get the first one out. This is one that a lot of people have. This one is one of the rugged and durable Lacies because it has the rubber and metal casing and can take impact a lot. They're not exactly waterproof, but I mean you can get they can get a little wet and still be able to survive, but they're mostly durable for drop shock to where if you're dropping it, there's not a real big impact on it. So I'm gonna take this one apart and the connection for this one, and I recommend this drive as for getting this case a whole lot because if you see right here, it has not only a USB port, which is a micro B. I think that's what it's called. I got cables for that. Micro B, which is a 3.0 port, which also works backwards with USB 2.0, but it also has two FireWire. Now, why does it have two FireWire? Here is the thing, especially if you got a MacBook. Now, let me grab my MacBook. Now, the reason I suggest this one, especially if you're a Mac user, especially if you got something like within the 2000, 2008 to 2012, right before the Retina, the late 2012, you have a FireWire port on it. This is my 2009. And if you look right here next to the Ethernet, you have that same port. Now, if you're a DJ and you use a controller or if you use a router or whatever, you're going to have one port that's dedicated to your controller. Then your other port, your other USB port, you have it dedicated to maybe your external hard drive or a MIDI controller or whatever. Now, the thing is, you only got two ports. So you don't have enough, like say for instance, you need to connect your phone to do something. You need to connect your iPad or whatever. You're real limited. Now the thing with this particular hard drive and this port is that you can chain a number of hard drives to this. You can have five of these drives. You can have one that has your music, one that has your videos, and well, let's just say three. One that has music, one that has videos, and one that has karaoke. You can chain them all together, connect one into the other, and then into the other, and then your main one into your MacBook, and they all run as one drive. They'll run as one drive, so whenever you see it, on your computer, they all connect together. So that's what you want to do. That's why this drive is good, because you don't have to have a additional USB hub, especially a powered one, because everything will run off this off this one particular port, and you can chain it. And I think I can't remember the amount, but it's a high amount. It's not. It's over 15. I think it may be like in the hundreds that you can chain together. And I've never really chained them together. I'm probably gonna try it a little bit later because I don't have a whole bunch of hard drives that have FireWire. The two that I'm about to take apart are FireWire, so um, I don't even know if I have another cable like this. This is the cable. This is the cable that came with the drive, and I don't know whether I have a cable or can make that connection. But I'm gonna try it a little bit later on if I don't. And so the thing was that one of the DJs in the Atlanta DJ Zone group, it was DJ Mac Taylor from Birmingham. He he had, I guess he was having issue with Lacie Drive. Lacie Drive is not working for him, so he made a recommend. He was looking for a recommendation for a different drive, and I think the one he went with the Samsung. I think the Samsung T2 or T5 or something like that. So that's what he went with. Now this Lacie right here that I have, this is a 500 gig, and it's already full. Once I got it home, I got it from Goodwill for about $50. Once I got it home, um, I cleared off all the previous stuff. The previous owner left stuff on there, even left his iTunes backed up. It looked like it was. I'll probably say they just used this for a time machine backup. Use it for time machine backup. His iTunes, I was able to go into his iTunes. He had like maybe 2 gigs of music. I was able to back that up to another drive, keep the music. Everything else, I just wiped it. And with the music that he had on here plus my music, it filled it up. So right now, I gotta update this drive. And so I had planned on doing that by either replacing it with either a SSD drive, a 1 terabyte SSD drive, or a 2 terabyte Seagate hybrid, which I have one of those before, and this is this is what you're gonna get if you get a hybrid. If you're getting a hybrid, what you're looking for is called from Seagate. Seagate, I think, besides Seagate and Toshiba, are the only manufacturer that makes the hybrids. And the thing with the hybrids is that you get the combination of two in one. You get a SSD and a standard hard drive in one, where you have the mechanics of a regular hard drive, but then you have NAND chips, or you have chips of a SSD drive, which makes it run a little bit faster than this, but not faster than this. So it's a compromise between the two. But the reason that, besides that, you're getting a slightly faster speed than a standard hard drive, but less than a SSD drive. But you're also getting a larger amount of space for the money, because see, this is a 2 terabyte, and actually I paid less than $95 for. I think it was like 80, 85, 89, or 79, something like that. It was cheaper than that. So you can get more space and a slightly little bit more speed for your money. So we're gonna take this hard drive apart, and I'm gonna pull out my other one, which is still connected. I haven't used it yet, put anything on it. I think I may have backed up music to it, but I think I was gonna keep and use that one as operating system backups. So basically backing up the operating system drive, which and I do this in another video. I'm planning on doing this in another video. All the computers I have, including my MacBooks. My MacBooks have two drives in them. The one that I just had, it has two drives in them. My 2011 upstairs, it has two drives in them. I always do this configuration like this. I would get an SSD drive, probably no more than 240, 256 gigs, and put only the operating system and the programs on it. Save no data. So then that way the space on it usually it would never change because there's no data or anything saved onto it. It's just program and operating system. Now on another drive which is larger, like the hybrid drive that I just pulled out, I have one of those in my 11, and in the one right here, my old 9, I got a 1 terabyte. That's where all the data go, whether it's the personal data for the home or even if it's the music, videos, or whatever, anything is on this one. And the thing is, I save them independently, separate. So if this one crashes, I just only need to get this one. I still have my data. I just need to put the operating system back on it and re-download the programs. Fine. Now, if this one crashes, this is I of course, yep, I lose all my data, but the computer is still functional. All I got to do is get a copy, which I do backups, and you should too do backups of all your drives. And then, even with this one being an external, I can just replace this one, and temporarily, this drive will see this drive as this replacement. So you can ask me about that later. I'm planning on doing a video about that later. I haven't had time to get into it because it's a whole lot of stuff. Because not only do I have to do it for Mac, I have to do it for Windows too, because the process is a little bit different. So when I get to that point, I'll be able to do them all, and hopefully I can do them all to where um, everything is all together. All right, real quick, let me see what's going on and see who's watching. Been on for about 20 minutes. All right, let me. And that is why I can't do anything on that one. All right, well, like I say, I'm gonna take apart this Lacie, and we're gonna see what's in that. Hey, let's see. All right, so Matt, if you're watching, if there's anybody on that want to join me live, I have a link. I don't know how I'd be able to add the link. Do it from. Okay, I got the link copied. Let me see. All right, now guys, I can't. I'm here on the zone with Facebook. What's up, Paul? What's up, Derek? See a few people watching, and I can't add the comment to the link. Trying to add the link. Okay, I don't have nobody watching on YouTube, so not right now. Anyway, okay, I can't post the link. It won't let me post the link right now. So I will do it in a few minutes. But let's go ahead and see if I can get this drive taken apart. Change the camera over. Uh, Hopefully I don't need too many tools. I can't post it. It won't let me post it. So I will do it in a few minutes. All right, let me mute some of this. We'll send a link to myself. Let's see this. Okay. So now I should be back on. I'm gonna have to copy the link right back over. Oh, I could have did it this way. Cancel that. All right, let's see. Hopefully, I should be back. Cable is not. It's cricket. There we go. All right, should be here under a different group, and I don't know whether I'm doing the. Don't know if I'm doing on YouTube right now. Let me share. Now, if you want to join in live, I'm about to get ready to post that. So, Derek, if you want to join me live and ask the questions that you want to ask, the link that I just posted, that I just did in the comments, that is the link to join me live. Got a webcam and such. Let me see what's going on. Let me see how that is post. Okay, now I said that this one is still live. Was this one YouTube? Oh, what? I didn't see you pop up there. What's going on? Wait. Oh shoot, I got my mic off. Had my mic off the whole time. All right, now I'm taking this small one apart. Do you have the one that you have in front of you? The one this size or the one that's larger? And this one, I got it. I think I got some tape or something that's holding it in. Hold on a second. I got this. All right. And this one was pretty easy. And this is a Seagate. It has a Seagate in it, which somebody mentioned earlier. See right there, that's a 500 gig Seagate. And I'm planning on replacing this one, either putting a SSD, well, not this one, but a larger SSD of 1 terabyte, or the one that I had earlier, a 2 terabyte hybrid, which would make it definitely run a little bit faster than this one. And I'm surprised this one, and this is what make this one so good, because it has these shock impactors along the side, so it keeps it from taking in a lot of hard bumps. Well, the one that you got is that's a desktop. I'm sure those probably don't have as much that can handle as much impact. How high of a drop was it? So it's like off your desk or something like that. Oh, that's all. That's all they can tell. I got a hard drive here. The last crash that I had a hard drive. I had like maybe 20,000 songs on there, whatever. I had it on the desk on this side, and I had just pulled it out of a computer, and I was finna take it upstairs to my office computer and back it up on that one. And I turned and I knocked it off the desk, and it fell on the floor. Now the floor, it was that that house that we was living in that time, it was on slab. So you got concrete, then you got padding, then you got carpet, and then I had a rug on top of it. You would think with all that much impact that it would have survived. When I picked it up and plugged it in, all I heard was click, 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 click. And I knew at that point it was gone. I had lost everything. At that point, I had lost it all. So I had to start all over, scrounging from music that I had on various drives that was sitting around. I mean, I lost a lot of it. It took me a while to get it back, and I never did get it back how I wanted it. And I took the drive apart, and it's a drive that I've done in a lot of my videos. And what had happened, the read heads, they got stuck. And sometimes if they get stuck, if they make contact to the disc, like let me get a CD so you can see what I'm talking about. Now I'm gonna do this with my finger. I might not do this right, but it's gonna be close to it. Try my pinky finger, it'll work a little better. Now inside a hard drive, your disk, you try to get in a little bit more on this camera. I think I'm at the wrong one. All right, you have discs that are like this, depending on the size of it is. The larger the size, it's going to have more layers of disk. Now, between each disc, you have read and write heads. They go in between, and they write at random. The only thing they do, they go in a motion like this. They go to the center, and then they go away from it, and they're right depending on the rotation of the disc. And the thing is, you got a head on each side. So this head would read this one, then you have another head that will work on this one, and the same for each one. The more heads that you have, the more that it has to read. That's why they always tell you, when you get 15% close to the maximum capacity, it starts to run slow and sluggish. And that's true. I've got down to where I've had maybe a 2 or 3 terabyte hard drive, and I filled it up until I only had like megabytes left, and I couldn't open programs. It took a long time for the operating system to start, and it doesn't matter how much RAM or what processor you could have. A Intel i9, you could have a Xeon, you could have a AMD Threadripper. It doesn't matter which processor you have and how much memory in it. It's going to run slow because it the processor and the RAM has to access data off that disk. The disk is permanent storage. The RAM is temporary storage. The RAM reads the disk, saves everything temporary to it, and then it sends it to the processor so it can work. So the RAM makes everything works faster. As for if you were doing it directly from storage to CPU. So that's what happened. The heads got stuck. They got locked in position just because of that bump. So usually when people have a bad hard drive, with me going in and taking them apart and disassemble them and reassemble them, I know I can ask certain questions and I know just about what happened or what the problem is. If it rotates, if you hear the motor spin, that's a good thing. If you don't hear a motor spin, it could be either it could be either something on the board itself or it can be the motor, which at that point you got an electrical issue. If it spins and you have that clicking, then the heads are at an issue. Now, the thing with that is too, depending on where your heads are, because the way that they sit so close to the disc, an impact can make those heads touch the disc. And just like with the CD, you get a scratch, one scratch about the thickness of a hair can take out a few hundred megabytes, even, even more, maybe a gigabyte or so, because it's gonna mess up data across several different platforms. If it's a hard drive that you have your operating system on and your data, your hard drive probably won't boot because it probably interfered with something on it that caused the operating system not to start or to shut down, get blue screen errors or whatever that you get, whether it's Mac or PC. If it's data, like if you got music, you get those lightning bolts and Serato. So it can a damaged hard drive can do a countless amount of stuff to a computer. And a lot of people think that you can just go and download recovery software. Depending on the issue, that won't help. And the thing with that is it's gonna take so long when you try to do a data recovery because the bigger, like you said, you have a 5 terabyte. If your 5 terabyte was to the point where maybe it didn't get scratched, the motor is working, the heads are not locked, it just may be a corrupted file or something that caused it. 5 terabyte, you're looking at about a month, maybe a month and a half, and that's from start to finish, power on the whole time. You have it operating the whole time. Because I know at least a 1 terabyte can take you about a week, and it also well, I'm trying to remember if it may run the whole course of the whole drive because when you have a drive, everything is saved at random. It's nothing is saved in sequential order. It's not saved when you save a file or music, it's not saved in one specific area, wherever it starts writing to wherever it stops writing. No, each head starts writing at the same time. So you may have one song that's written on every platter. So when it gets to the point that you try to pull that up, instead of it try to find it, it just finds one piece and then another head will find another and another find another. It reads everything at one time. And it kind of works that way where I don't know if you know anything about the RAID setup. The RAID setup kind of works in that way too. But I'm not gonna get into that because that can get real technical. All right, what you got? What you wanna tell me about while I put this back together and I'll pull out the other drive. Hold on, let me bring you on screen. I got you over here and I ain't even brought you up on screen yet. All right, there we go. I'm gonna let you talk for a minute while I put this one back together.
When I first dropped it, I picked it up and plugged it in. It worked. Then it clicked. Then it stopped. I unplugged and plugged it back in. It don't even click no more. So that no longer work.
Okay, you can't hear. All right, I had to get back on because you couldn't hear me. Now, you said that it was clicking
It
when you
clicked one
plugged it back
time.
in, and then it stopped. Now, when it stopped, did it stop everything, or did it just stop the clicking?
It stopped everything. It clicked one time, and that was it.
So, what about does it power on? Does it still power on? You see power light, anything like that?
The power light on, it just don't run.
So, what about? Do you hear the motor turning? You hear it
Nothing.
humming or nothing like that?
No vibration at all.
What did you use it on? Windows or Mac?
Mac.
Okay. Now, what I can tell you, what you can do, and hold on, let me pull this one. Let me go ahead and pull this one out. I can put that other one back together anytime. Right. Now, this one right here, I found this one at a Goodwill. I forgot how much I paid for it, maybe about $10 or $12. It had a 1 terabyte in it. Does it look more like this one?
No, it's like the orange one.
Yeah, I paid $11 for this one.
Okay.
So it don't look like this one.
No.
Nope.
No, it's Lacie. They got it says the shock absorber, but it's not shock. When it fails, no, the shock absorber didn't work.
All right. This is what I can tell you to do. First off on that. Go to either Micro Center or Fry's and buy you an external case. It probably won't be no more than about maybe $10 or $15 for an external case. And you're looking for one. You're not looking for the 2.5. You're looking for a 3.5, which is the size of these hard drives. The standard hard drive is a 3.5 inch. The ones that like the ones I showed earlier, these right here, the
Okay.
small ones that go into a laptop, these are 2.5. So what you want to look for a case for a 3.5 and take that drive out of that case and put it in there and see if it'll work. And the thing is, what you want to see is if it's the electronics for the case that may be damaged. It could
Okay.
be the board for the electronics. And then you put your hard drive in it and then you connect it up and see if it'll work. That would be the first thing that I would do. If you do that and that doesn't work, well, since you don't use Windows, I would tell you what you can do. And I don't know if do you have a Windows desktop?
No, I do not. I don't got it as a Windows
Okay,
laptop.
so you all Mac.
I got one.
All right.
One
Now,
on the phone.
what I would say, if you had access to a Windows desktop, take the drive out and put it inside a Windows desktop. I mean, you could do it. You could disconnect if it has a CD-ROM in it or a DVD drive in it. You could disconnect it and plug it into that spot if the connections are the same. And just all you want to do, you just want to get it to read and see if it actually works. But if it's do you remember the format that you saved it under? Was it FAT32 EXFAT?
It was ES
It was EXFAT.
Yeah.
Well, you could do that. You could do it EXFAT. EXFAT, like with this drive, when I get ready to use it, now I think I may have already done it. I did this one as EXFAT because with EXFAT, you won't have the issues that most people have when somebody is what they started out as Windows. Now they got a Mac, and now their drive that they use on Windows won't work with the Mac completely. It'll be able to read, but they can't write. And the writing part may be where they're trying to transfer a file over, or if they have some tagging information that they're trying to add to it or change or whatever, it won't work. And then you
Okay.
have to use a program like one is called Paragon NTFS for Mac. Now, and I mentioned this is why I like Seagate drives. If you have a Seagate drive, the program is free. It's free for you to use. If you don't have a Seagate drive, and if you need the program, if you don't want to go through the process of going out buying another hard drive, formatting it to exFAT, and then on a Windows machine, copy everything to it, because you won't be able to do it through the Mac. You're gonna have to do it on a different machine in
Okay.
order to get everything on it. Then you have that new drive that's exFAT compatible, and you can use it on both operating systems.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Case a different external case was my first recommendation. If you had access to a Windows desktop, that would be the second. Since you say there's no lights or nothing, right?
The lights come on, the power light come on. It just don't run.
Okay, power lights come on. The only other thing I can think, if you try those two and those don't work, then it may be the motor on the board. Like I was saying earlier, the issues that you have when you have a hard drive to drop is that every something in there is impacted. Everything is closely and tight inside. So an impact can cause the slightest vibration to bump, and something can be jarred out of place. So either you have the spindle motor, a scratch platter, a locked head, or a head making contact with the disc and making the scratch. And you can even have the electronic board, the motherboard inside of there can get damaged too. I've had one of those where I opened it up and I put my hand on certain components and they get extremely hot to the touch. So that means that that part is probably bad, or a part that's somewhere close to it is sending too much current, and that one is just building up heat inside. So that's all I can say with that. If you can pull it out and see if it'll work somewhere else, if it works, immediately back everything up if you can get access to it. If you do that and none of that doesn't work, then the hard drive itself is gone. And I'm gonna think now with a 5 terabyte, it's gonna have at least, trying to remember how many platters. I know a 1 terabyte can have up to 4 platters. So a 5 terabyte can have up to maybe, I think, probably 8 or something like that. I don't know. I haven't taken anything apart larger than maybe a two.
Okay. Cause I
And
bought
how long has the drive been out of order?
probably about a good 4, maybe 3 months now.
3 months. What else have you tried? Have you tried any recovery
I tried
software, anything like that, or you just
private service car where I took it to Geek Squad. They
you
said
took it? And what did Geek Squad do?
they said
And
ain't got time to
enlighten me.
do
Let me tell you this now. Hold on. Let me turn my volume up so I can hear you on this, because I really want to hear what you got to say for this. All right. Now, I used to be a Best Buy tech pre Geek Squad back in, I think, '89. Yeah, '89. I was a Best Buy tech. I worked at Gwinnett and then I transferred to Tucker, the Tucker store. And the only reason I transferred to Tucker because at that time when I worked at both stores, I was a student at DeVry, and DeVry was only a few miles from there, and I was living in Norcross, so it was better for me to travel that way instead of go further east to work and then back home west and then even further west to school. So I transferred there. So I know that Geek Squad has changed compared to Best Buy, but I know some of the practices that they do, which I didn't really like because when I started out as electronic tech. I don't know if you remember back in that decade that Best Buy used to have two different tech departments. They have a computer department and then they have an audio and video. I started out as audio and video. I used to work on TVs, I used to work on DVD players, VCR, stuff like that. I did a lot of electronic work in the store, plus their shipping to their service center in Swanee. And when I moved to Tucker, they eventually migrated the two departments into one. So I became a great asset because not only did I knew the electronics, because a lot of the guys that were doing electronics, they didn't know as much as I did. But now I started doing computers, and then I started learning more about computers because I picked up a lot of stuff that they did. So I was a I was a well-rounded person. In a Best Buy store, a clerk can come and get me. A salesperson can, and I used to have this. Salespeople used to come and get me all the time to explain something from a customer. I knew appliances. I knew car audio, um, TVs and stuff. I got a certificate with them for the displays. The way they have displays set up, I got a certificate to be able to learn how to do that, which it paid off a little bit later. So I mean, I knew a whole lot, and with Geek Squad, they kind of changed a little bit. So I'm kind of curious to see what they told you, especially if they didn't fix it. So go ahead, let me hear what you got to say.
I used my computer, plugged it in. The power light came on. They said, okay, they took it to the back. They tried to two other type of systems. The power light on thing came on and said it's no good anymore. So they said it's completely locked up. Even though the lights came on.
So they didn't run any software or anything. They didn't connect it.
They said they did, but they took
But
it
you didn't get to see it because they did it in
in
the
the
back.
back. So I had two of them. Had two of the same hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had it backed up. I had two of them, so I just down to one. Had to get another one.
So what you end up purchasing a new one before you left out of there? Or?
I already had two of them.
Oh, you had two.
Yeah, I dropped one of them. I would check two hard drive for backup.
So both of them had the same issue.
No, just one.
Just one. But you only took one to them, right?
Yeah, the one.
Okay. You had two 5 terabytes. Now you had the one that dropped. It was backed up to the other one, or the other one had different data on it.
Both had the same exact date on it.
Okay, so you had a backup. You just trying to see if you can get that one
back to working.
fixed.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing when you have an incident like that, when you have a hard drive and it fails, and any other tech would tell you to do this, don't try to use it. Just go ahead and get it replaced because the event that it's going to fail is going to be quicker than what you think.
Okay.
If you had an issue with it, what you want to do is get all your data off, back it up to another location, and really just stop using it. I mean, you could have it as a backup as for what that you had before. You just have it unplugged and just pull stuff off, but I wouldn't really use it. It's kind of like
hit or miss.
I'm trying to think of an analogy. I would say I want to say a spare tire or a tire.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, let's say a tire. Let's say you got a flat tire, you get a tire that's plugged up. Of course, you know you're only gonna be able to drive on that plug for a certain amount of time. You never know when it may fail, when it might go out. Best thing to do is just get that tire replaced because
yeah,
it's gonna have to be replaced anyway. So I look at it like that. When you have a hard drive that's failed or it something happens to it, you get it recovered. You don't want to really use it no more. You don't want to put it back into service. You want to take everything off of it that you may have on there and save it to a different location, save it to another drive, and then just use that new drive instead of going back to using the old one. I mean, you can keep it away somewhere in the event that this drive goes bad, and if you can still access it, then you got a additional backup.
yeah.
But it's for just trying to use it completely. What I would tell you with that one, if with with that one, just you can buy a raw hard drive, just a regular drive. It'll be a lot cheaper than what you pay for that one, and use that case. If the case is not damaged, if it'll read and write to it, and just use that case and just put another drive in it.
Okay.
And that'll save you a lot more time than actually buying out the whole new drive. Because
Yeah.
the other thing that I recommend too is that for the best drive, it's it's better if you build it than buy it because you're gonna spend a lot more money buying it than what you would build it. And building it, you know everything about it. You know how to swap it out easy. You know what drive that you got in it. So you don't have like a regular drive. You may not have a regular drive. You may have a SSD drive in it, which a SSD drive is going to be even faster than a regular drive. So you can customize it however you want to. Most of the drives that I get now, I I customize. Just like this one, I'm gonna pull this one out, and I might even put a 5 or 8 in here, whichever one that I can fit in here. I mean, the 1 terabyte that's in here now is probably not full, so I could probably use it for a while, but eventually I can upgrade it and still keep this case because the case is good. The case is exactly like I said with these. Now, the case that you have, does it have the FireWire port on it?
No, it just had the
All right, let me
SSD
show you.
card.
And I mentioned this in the other video that when I started. Let me flip to this camera. These two ports right here.
Mine just had the C drive and the SSD card.
It may or may not have this one. This is the USB, the micro B port, which it looks like a regular micro USB, but it has like a additional smaller one on it. Now the reason I asked you if it has this one, and I mentioned earlier in the first video, the video that got cut off, to if you got this one, this is a good one to have, especially for Mac, because Mac has this port on it. The MacBook Pros from 2012, from 2008 to 2012, they have these ports on it. So you could take your cable, which your cable looks like this.
Mine was like the C drive. Mine's not like that. Mine just got the regular.
So it don't have this port.
No, it just had the basic card, orange card with is the SD sound card for it.
Now this is the reason I say this. Now I could probably do this with both of these drives. I don't know if you can see this. I can link both of these drives together and run them off one port.
Okay.
So I can take this one.
Mine can chain together.
I can take this one and plug it into my MacBook, and this is all I need. I don't have to have a USB hub or anything. And I can't remember. I know at least I'm thinking 15, but I think it's like in in the higher double digits or maybe hundreds that you could run chain link together. I've never done the chain link before, but I did some research on it, and I know that you can chain link hard drives together. That's why they have two ports where you can run in through one, out through the other to another, and as long as they have two ports, you can chain link it.
No, cause now
So
mine
I can run both of these drives just off one port with no problem. And so that's I mean, this is the Lacie is the only one that I've seen that has the USB ports. I haven't got a G drive yet or seen any other thing like a Western Digital or Seagate or anybody else that have the FireWire port. Now the FireWire ports are faster than USB 2.0. USB 2.0 is 480 megabits per second. The FireWire ports that I just showed you are 800 megabits per second.
okay.
And then now if you have USB 3.0, then you in the gigabytes.
Then mine with the gigabytes with the SD sound card slot.
Say again, I didn't hear you.
Mine is the 3.0 with the SD sound card slot.
The sound card slot.
SD card slot.
Wait, did you say a sound card slot?
The SD card.
Oh, the SD card. Okay, okay.
SD card slot. Put it on the stove.
All right, so you got two Lacies. One of them don't work. One of them do work, but you have that one, and you use both of those as your backup, right?
Yes.
Now, how much data do you have on it out of 5 terabytes? How much would you say?
It's not even quarter being halfway.
Oh, so you got mostly music. You don't have like a lot of karaoke or video,
No,
or anything like that stuff that
no
use up.
video. No
No.
video. Straight music.
Well, as long as you use that one for a backup, and this is what I tell people, it may or may not happen. I know I can't say I know for sure, but I don't take chances. A drive like this, and I got another large drive right here. This is a Seagate. This one is a 3 terabyte. It has a 3 terabyte inside of it.
Okay.
These drives, which require external power, I would never use these at an event or again.
I understand that.
Because the reason why they are made for backups only. They're not made to go through the use of of a constant daily use.
Portable.
I back up whatever I need to, and then I put them away. This one has an on and off switch on the back, but then it also has an auto. I can put it on auto, and then whenever I'm not accessing anything from it, it shuts off,
Okay.
and it'll stay off until I try to read it again. Now with this other one, it doesn't have any power switch on it. So when I'm done backing up, and I think I probably got maybe about a terabyte and a half on this one already, and this one I use this one as backup only.
Okay.
I probably haven't had this one plugged up in probably at least 5 months because I haven't had to back anything up yet too. So this one, the black one, I have all my music on here. So if I lost this one, I would probably lose more music than what I had on the where's the Lacie at? What I do with it? Okay, this one. I have way more music than on this one, and I got another drive too. One similar to this one. I got 1 terabyte, somewhat like this one. If I lose
Okay.
the one on this big black one, I lose more than what I had on here because I got this one and this one on that drive. But the thing is, I don't use external drives. I got second I got 2 drives in my MacBook and my desktops. And I don't know if you saw the beginning of the first part of this live session where I mentioned to have everything separated, have like have your operating system and your programs on something like an SSD, and then have all your storage, your data, your music, even your home folder with your personal stuff in it on a separate drive. So if this drive crashes, then the only thing you need to replace operating system and program, but you still got your data.
Okay.
Now, vice versa, if this drive crash, you lost all the data on it. But the thing is, you want to make sure that you have a backup. So you get a new drive, you copy all your data back onto the new drive, and you back in order because you still got this drive. This drive's still intact. Thing is, you don't want to have one drive that has everything on it because when that fails, you got to start completely over.
Gotcha.
Not only do you have to put the program and operating system on there, but then you got to back up the data too. Even if you had it backed up, it's better to separate everything. And in some cases, it'll run faster because you're only going to put a limited amount of stuff on this drive. So you're not going to fill this one up. This is the one that's going to fill up quicker. So when this one fills up, you just pull it out, or well, you back it up, you pull it out, and then you copy it to a larger drive. So say for instance, if this was a 500 gigabyte and I move to a 1 terabyte, say I'm getting to the point where my 500 is full, then I go to a 1 terabyte, boom, I put that 1 terabyte in there, copy everything to it, and I'm good. I'm still halfway before I end up getting full.
Okay.
And that's why I like the MacBooks, well, the earlier versions, but mostly the 2011 and 2012 because you can customize it. You can update the RAM, you can change out the hard drives, and you can put in a second drive, which I'm finding out there's a lot of PCs that can do that too. The one that I worked on recently, about a few months ago, I worked on Easy C's laptop. He had a HP Beats with the i7. I think he had 16 gigs of RAM. Man, I can't remember how much RAM he had in it, but he had the space to put 2 hard drives in. I was telling him, like, dude, you need to go ahead and throw a second hard drive in there. This laptop would be a beast. But I think that was his work laptop, and he used it DJing for backup, so didn't really need to do that.
Okay. I may have
But
to,
that's about it. What else? What else? What else you got?
that's basically it. I may have to give it with you. See if I can get another MacBook turned over 2 hard drives because I got one I DJ with.
Where you located? Where area? Where area you in?
I'm in Birmingham. Man, Mac Taylor Street, not too
Oh,
far
you
from me.
in the Ham? That's right. That's right. Now I pass through there sometimes. When I pass through, the person that I probably contact the most, I contact Mac Taylor because I pass by. I take. I'm originally from Mississippi, so I'm about 2 hours. My hometown is 2 hours from there. I'm like in Columbus. I don't know if you're familiar. I'm in Columbus, Mississippi, which is like 25 minutes from Mississippi State. from Starkville.
I know exactly where
So
you at.
so Birmingham is about an hour and a half, and I used to go to Birmingham a lot. And when I go, I take 20, and then I take 350, 359.
459.
Is that right?
That's 459.
Huh?
20 to 459.
Yeah. I cut cross and go through Hoover, pass by the Galleria, and then jump back on 20, and then go through Tuscaloosa and cut through downtown Tuscaloosa and Northport, and then take Highway 82. Highway 82 would take me straight to Columbus.
Yeah. I know exactly where you coming from.
So I don't know the next time probably the next time I'm thinking maybe about around Christmas, because I think we doing Thanksgiving here this year, so I won't be going back anytime soon. But just link me up, send me your information, inbox me your information, and I'll hit you up next time. And you're in Birmingham. You're not on the outside. You
I
in
mean,
like in.
Mac Taylor stayed really 15, 20 minutes away from me.
Okay. So what area you in the what area?
I was in the metro area. He stayed in Bessemer, Alabama. They right really
Yep.
with each other.
Okay. Send me the model number of the hard drive after we get off.
Okay.
Inbox me the model number. If you can take it apart and see the drive and see, just physically check it to see if there's any damage. If you got like another raw drive that you can stick in there, something you can swap it out with to see if it's the actual case.
Okay.
Because if it's the case that the drive is in, but the drive is good and only the case failed, then all you need to do is just buy your external case. But
Okay.
still, I would say don't try to use it.
Okay. I appreciate it.
All right, and let me get to getting this other one apart now. Let me go
Okay.
ahead and put, since this one was so easy for me to put back together. Go ahead, bend these tabs. Get this one back together. Like I said, I'm gonna replace this one, either 2 terabyte or 1 terabyte. Which I think what I'm gonna do, I got a 1 terabyte in my PlayStation. I may just take that one out, my PS4, and put that one in here till I want to move up to a 2 terabyte. And right now the prices on them, and see that was easy. I'm already done.
Yeah.
But let me go ahead. This one is gonna require a screwdriver, and I gotta find my screwdriver kit. I don't have it here, so you want to stick around? If not, I appreciate you for tuning in.
I appreciate you. I'm gonna let you go and get back to start what you was doing, man. I appreciate you.
All right, man.
And I'll send it to you.
All right, later. Thanks.
All right,
Oh, wait.
go ahead.
Before you go off, I'm finna drop you to a solo window. Let everybody give out all your information. So if anybody needs to contact you or whatever residencies that you're doing or whatever, this is your time to give out information to let everybody know who you are.
All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
How everybody doing in Atlanta DJ Zone? This is one and only DJ Silent Assassin. Facebook, the Derrick Allen DJ Silent Assassin. Email address DEE52BACK@yahoo.com. DEE52BACK@yahoo.com. Twitter. Don't know it. The easy way to get in contact with me is through Facebook. Peace.
All right, guys, I'm back. Got my screwdriver kit. I would like to thank him again for tuning in, and hopefully, a lot of the information that I help him out with his drive can hopefully help somebody else out. If y'all need any technical support or whatever, I offer it where I can do it online. Like I said, when I help people out, I ask a lot of questions. A lot of questions you think may be relevant to the issue. A lot of questions may not be, but the questions that I ask is that I ask just so I know what I'm dealing with, because if I'm not there, I need to be able to physically see what's going on. So I may ask questions that you think may not be relevant to what the issue is, but I'm asking for a reason. So let's see. Okay, that was on my timeline. I am trying to about to get ready to open. Okay, to my cable. Hold on a second. Lost my connection again. All right, got a loose cable. Second, hold on. Okay, how did that happen? All right, I need to run upstairs and get my screwdriver to get these out because this kit right here doesn't have the bits. I am just looking for a specific video to play while I run upstairs and get it. All right, let me switch over to this one. Okay, not that one. All right, and I will be back in just a second. Need to run and get me something and get my screwdriver so I can take it. So enjoy the video. Now I'm back and this stream is going a little slow. It's lagging. So I'm gonna let it catch up for a second before I restart it. Let's see.
Sir, I'm sorry. I know you said you refused to answer this question, but I think this is a pertinent question that must be asked because it was the government who chose the 75 initially.
All right, guys, I'm back. I had an issue with one of the cables, so the internet got cut. Make sure my sound is adjusted where it's not too high. But I am back live, and I've taken the plate. I've removed the plate. Oh man, I see that I'm not even. All right, I'm back live. I got cut off again. I don't know what's going on with these streams. Okay, Let's make sure. Okay, so I should be on YouTube. Okay, I got my stream back up. Test, test. Okay. Testing, testing. Test, test. Testing. Okay, I'm live. What's up, Don? All right, I keep getting my feed cut off. Now, I've went and got my other screwdriver. I've already removed this plate with it. So now that's my third piece. Now my drive should, okay, that attaches to there. Now my drive should just slide out. As you can see, there's my hard drive right there, 3.5 inch. So what's holding it? Oh, I got more screws. And I need to change smaller bit. Okay, this should be the end of it. And now my other drive that I opened up earlier, which didn't require no screws. All I had to do was remove rubber cover off. And then I had 6 tabs, 3 on each side. And I had 2 tamper-proof seals on each side. Since this is an older drive, I'm not really worried about it. And then that's it. I was able to get to the drive. Other than actually taking out the drive itself, that was it. So now this drive is done. And now since I took the screws out of that, this drive is ready to come out. Move that plate off. And whoa, Hitachi. Not a Seagate, but this one is a Hitachi. A Hitachi 500. No, Hitachi 1 terabyte. And in order for me to take this one off, in order for me to swap, man, look like I got a lot of screws on this one. I think I just take off this screw, and then I got two screws here. One here and one here. And that'll remove that drive, and then I unplug it from the socket, which is right back here. I just slide it out. Well, like I said, when you have drives like this, external drives like this, and the actual drives in it go bad, reuse the case. You can always you don't have to use the drive, that the exact same drive that was in the case. You could upgrade it depending on the case. If you got an older case, it may only be able to handle so much. Like, say for instance, this case may be able to handle up to a 5 terabyte. I could put an 8 in it, and if it doesn't accept, then I know that I exceeded the specifications for this case. But in most cases, it can handle whatever is current. But I thought this probably would have been a Seagate. So, Mac Taylor, your drive inside is not a Seagate, most likely. But I don't know. Like I said, with the smaller drive, it was a Seagate. The larger drive is a Hitachi. I guess is whichever drive that they got the better deal for is what they went with. So if Lacie got a better deal on the Hitachi drive than the Seagate for this particular model, then that's what they went with. But this is done. Go ahead and put this back in there, because now I know what I need to do. I think I'm putting this in wrong. Be careful with this. All right, because here I have to put this plate over. All right, that's in place. Take my screws, and it's the other side. Line up my holes. Hitachi. And now, since I got this drive out, I haven't really used it. I think I put music on it. It only works with my Mac. Okay, you can't hear me? Okay, cool. You want to join me live? I got a link. Let me pull a link up in case you want to pop up on here with me for a few minutes or whatever. All right, that's the link right there if you want to join me live. I don't know if I posted it out there. And I need to check the screen to see if you do pop on, because I'm shuffling back and forth between screens. All right, got that. Now flip it upside down. Ready to put this in. And necessarily, I didn't need to take, that ain't what I need to take out. I I didn't need to even take this part off. Thought it was attached to this, but it wasn't. That's just to hold the base in place. What's going on, Don? What's new? What new gear you got? Sure you got something new. Right. Put this and put that down because my bolts are gonna screw into it. This is just a plate. Okay, that one is right there with the seal on it, tamper-proof seal. That one there. Use this screwdriver now. You said thinking about switching your external drive, hard drives out for SSD. That would be a good idea. Mentioned that earlier if you wasn't here. Now, if you're using something like this, then that'll be good. I mean, you could do it in this, but since that space is so big, it's gonna feel lighter, and you're gonna have really no noise unless you got a fan. This one doesn't have a fan, so this one will run ultra light, no sound. Only sound it'll get is when I click it on and off. And it should keep cool because it's gonna have way enough space. But the thing is that if you do decide to put the SSD in a large one, is you're gonna have to get a mounting bracket to convert it from a 2.5 inch to a 3.5 inch. Which most of them, when you buy external drive, when you buy a raw SSD drive, it may have it. It may have the adapter in it. And that's it. This is back together. Whoop. Okay. My button is not working right. Let me see what's up with that because it's not making contact. I think I may have put that on backwards. Now, another idea. I don't know if you saw that post that Mac Taylor had, and Gary Brooks had a SSD drive that was really small, a 1 terabyte. It's called M.2 NVMe, which the NVMe means non-volatile memory, non-volatile memory expansion or something like that. Put this in backwards. Okay, so that's in rank. Put the mounted bracket. So what else you got going on? What do you got new? All right, and let me make sure. Okay, you didn't want to come live. I have to check and make sure nobody don't try to come live and I don't see them. Yo, big shout out again for Derek for joining me, asking me a question about the about his Lacie 5 TB, which he said he had an issue. Let's see. Saw a setup with the power sub multi-port strip loaded with large storage. So set up with the power USB multi-port strip loaded with large storage USB thumb drives. Bootleg SSD. That sounds like a lot. Okay, need to switch this. This goes on the bottom. Which now it makes sense because I don't ever remember seeing those last 2 screws I took out. Those screws were covered up. Could actually slid those out. See if that works. Now, like I tell y'all, don't sleep on the Goodwill. I think this is probably like the second time I've seen a drive like this at a Goodwill store. So this time I jumped on this one. I didn't realize it was a Lacie, or it had a terabyte on it, or I don't even remember. I think it may have had something on it too. All right, that's it. Hitachi Seagate Mac Taylor. 2 different manufacturers. Same manufacturer of the case, but they use 2 different drives. All right, that's it for those. The other thing I want to mention, and I scooped this up yesterday. Y'all know that I endorse Bluetooth headphones very much so. I love my Bluetooths. I haven't been wearing them recently. Haven't been wearing them a lot, but love them. Probably best pair of headphones that I've ever had. And till yesterday, I bought these. And I thought that these were the turbines. I looked at them and I'm like, okay, no, these not the turbines because they don't have the T2 on it. Let's see, where's my box for the turbines? Turbines are in a different box. Turbines came in these box. These came in this box, which I think they do have the turbines. They can come in like a brown based box, but these were $20 at Bargain Hunt. Now I knew they were 25 online, and Bargain Hunt usually do a sale where their sales are, it has been within a certain percentage. It could be between 15 and 40% of the regular retail, and they will do a price match. So I took them to the clerk and I asked, how do they do their pricing or whatever. The guy that I spoke to, he was new. He couldn't really tell me a lot on it. And so let's see, group of USB drives were as responsive as a standard SS. Yeah, they are. And I'm gonna get to that in a minute with the flash drive, with this drive, because I put a lot more stuff on it than what I had the last time. So I'm gonna get to this after. This is gonna be short. So anyway, I picked up Hurricanes. They were white, different but the same. The difference in these, let me see. Yeah, the the band in these is metal. These are plastic. The stretching thing that I do with these, I would not do with these. And then also they don't swivel. My Bluetooths, they swivel. Perfect headphone DJs. Sound quality outstanding, even on Bluetooth. These, the sound quality is the same. The technology, I would say, is probably the same as they are with these. The only thing is that the Bluetooth is not as loud as the turbines. Because I played the sound in the Bluetooth, I turned it all the way up. They're not as loud as these. But then when I switched over and changed to wired, it was louder. So the Bluetooth technology is slightly different in these. But for average listening, can't beat them. I got them for $10. So that part, I mean, that I've been letting my youngest one, I've been letting him use them because he's been using and I need to stop letting him use my headphones because he got Beats for Christmas. I let him use a pair of my gaming headphones with his iPad, which I'm gonna stop letting him use both of them. He's gonna have to go back to his Beats. Everybody got Beats except for me. I'm not a big Beats fan. Anyway, that's enough about that. If you want a pair of those, Those are the turbine hurricane or the turbine H's. Let's see, where does it say? Yeah, hurricanes. May not be able to see it because the light may be too bright. Right there, hurricane. Turbine hurricanes. Bluetio. Now another thing, and why I mention this is because I'm offering this service. I picked up a gimbal. A lot of you guys know I am hashtag selfie stick game when it comes to doing videos. Whenever there's a networking event around, I'm the one that got the selfie stick that's getting the high and the crazy angles. I'm getting in there and getting everything. Now I've updated. I picked me up a gimbal. This is my first time using gimbal, and I'm still learning the angles and stuff around it. So what I'm doing now, I'm offering the service to DJs. Anybody you need your sets record, you need some footage for marketing or whatever, your website or whatever. Now, this is what I told somebody earlier. Nobody knows what footage that you need other than somebody that will want it for herself. So basically, if you're DJ and you want the footage that that fits you best, why not have an actual DJ, somebody that's a DJ to record it? Like I'm gonna know which angles to get if you're doing a wedding. Like I may do over the back shot of the DJ to where I'm not only getting the DJ in it, but I'm getting the bride and the groom too. Or I'm sweeping down and I'm doing certain angles. If he's out on the floor, I have him mostly in view, but then I also have the crowd. I may pan around and get other reactions. Just add a lot of stuff to, whether your website or your promotional stuff. That's what I'm doing. I'm capturing videos for that. I've already did one. I may be doing another one soon. So I spent money and picked up some gear for it. I got two phones that I use for that. I use old iPhone 6, which records at 1080. I think 1080 at 60 frames, and then my phone records at 4K. But I mostly use the same 1080 at 60 frames. So like I said, I'm still getting used to it because I haven't really used a gimbal before, or pretty much seen one up close. So it's pretty intriguing on how these things work to where they can hold the angles and I can adjust and change stuff around and this one has a full. I could do a panoramic view. It could do a full 360 and plus some others. So I can use smartphones. I can use GoPros. I have action camera like GoPros. I have two of those. So if you need some video footage or something like that done, hit me up. Oh, forgot you can't let it go. Turn it off. Anyway, you need some footage done. You want to add something to your website or your marketing or whatever. Let me know if I'm free and available. Slight fee. I can record it for you. Because like I said, it's better to have somebody that knows what you need than somebody that doesn't know what you need. And they might miss that shot that you may need. You may like, hey, come and get this shot. Come and get this shot. But if I'm now be like, man, that's a shot that I would want. Let me get that. I want to get that shot, or I want to get that angle, or I want to sweep down. I'm always trying to learn how to do stuff. And besides this, when it gets warmer, I'll probably start using the drones more, which I could do drone stuff too. But now since it's cold, nobody's not doing any outdoor events other than tailgating, which I can't use for those events, especially downtown or whatever. So we have to scratch that. But this is a nice little thing. I mean, just got a good deal on it, and I've been using it. I use it as much as I can, whether I'm doing something around here in the house or if I'm at the kids' basketball practice. I'm most likely going to be using it for games that they got coming up this week. So that's it. If you need something recorded, hit me on the inbox. Let me know what's your availability or when your event is so I can let you know if I can do it. And last and not least, and I did a partial review on this, is the drive. I posted the link on the drive a while ago. This drive right here is a 3-in-1 drive. This is 128 gigs. I paid 22 for mine. Amazon now has them for 20. So you can get them $20 less, 2 days shipping. When I got mine, it was one day. I ordered on Saturday. It came the next day on Sunday, which I needed it because my phone was completely full. I couldn't even open any apps or anything. I couldn't open nothing because I had completely got it full. So this is what you could do it for. If you are Apple, you have Apple phone or iPad, you got Lightning. You got a Lightning adapter right there. This one, mine's need to be cleaned off. Need to take a race and clean that off. But you got Lightning on that end, and you got USB, and that's a 3.0. Focus. There we go. But then if you flip this back, you have a micro USB. Now that's tight. Now my wife, she has a Samsung Galaxy Note 9 or 10 or something like that, whatever it is. So her phone is USB-C. Now this doesn't have USB-C, and she looked at it and she want one to back up to take off stuff off her phone. They do have them, but what I would recommend is that she get this and just get the USB, the micro USB to USB-C adapter, which I had an adapter that came with the power bank, but I ended up losing them as places. So I don't have that no more. But she can get one that's directly right where this micro USB is. It has a USB-C, and the USB 3.0 flips over it, and it still has a Lightning. So if there's a photo that, or if we want to consolidate photos, put my photos and her photos together that she's taken all in one, we can put them all on one drive. She can copy to hers, I can copy mine's or whatever, and it's all done. Now this drive right here, I've been adding stuff to it almost every day. Taking stuff off my phone. I don't want to scan. Taking stuff off my phone, taking stuff off the other phone. Just a lot of stuff. The only thing that it won't do, and I'm gonna mention this, I can't get music to transfer from my phone, and that's a thing that it says it's the digital, the DRM or DMR or whatever, digital music rights or something like that, that you can't copy onto it. The only way you can get music on there is to put it in an actual folder, copy it from iTunes into a folder, and then you can copy it to it. But you can't, anything that you have on iTunes, it won't be able to copy to it. But music on my phone, I can play it directly from the app. Let me see if I can. I don't think I have a cable. I don't have a cable to where I can connect. Oh, wait a minute. This is connected. Where's my phone? All right, phone right here. All right, I can connect my phone, and I got an app to where I should be able to pull my phone up on screen. All right, it's still not working. I tried getting it working with my phone the other day. Let's try other phone. Like I said, it's 128 gigs. That's twice the size of my phone. My iPhone SE is a 64 gig. So that's way more than what my phone has. All right, let's change this so I can. And the app that I'm using should be able to turn off the hotspot. I need to do hotspot. Hmm. Okay, it asked me to verify this, but it says enable. Should have just been able to just do that. Let me try this other phone. Okay, gotta put the password on this one too. Okay, got the screen up. Okay, why is it said can't use it for this version? Okay, I need an older version. This version won't work on this one. So can't use this one either. That sucks. But anyway, I got this. And this is how much. Okay, that's not program. This is how much storage that I have on that flash drive. I barely use anything. Maybe not even a quarter. And I got mostly videos and stuff. I haven't put any I gotta copy stuff to folders. These are videos. And like I said, a lot of stuff that I put on here is like high def stuff. Yeah, I gotta copy stuff. But yeah, this drive I highly recommend anybody to get this drive. Keep it as a backup. I mentioned that you put your same playlist that you're going to DJ with, keep it on here, and in case you have to play it from your phone or directly from your laptop, you got it right here. All right, y'all. Well, that is about it. Like I say, this is a YouTube video. Like, subscribe, so you know next time that I'm going on the air. Because sometimes I don't go on the air on Tuesday. I may have something that I may want to do spontaneous, like right then. So I would get on and start to go right there. So make sure you subscribe, like, hit that bell, ring that bell if you like it, and also share this to other DJs and anybody that can use this information. Once again, this is Kenyon Ellis. I'm about to get ready to sign out. I will catch y'all later. Peace.